Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. Today we are going to learn about waterfall chart, and it is a new chart which was introduced in Excel 2016 onwards. So if you are not using having Excel 2016, then you may not be able to get this fancy chart, and you can think of upgrading your Microsoft Office applications. So it is used to show increase or decrease of particular value, actually involves money. So one good example would be your monthly budget. It may involve multiple increase or decreases. You get your increment of salary in the month of July every year and you think that it is increase. But when we compare the increment with the increased price rise, then we think that it is decrease. Another way to use waterfall chart is to use it when profit and loss statement in your balance sheet involves. So you have revenue which is increase your money, and then there are expenses which decreases your money, and then finally you arrived at the net profit or loss. So let's see how we can create the waterfall chart in Excel with example. Here we have a statement of a company, so any company. So the gross revenue of the company is 1 lakh. So out of the total gross revenue, there is a cost involved. So the total cost involved in creating and generating that revenue is around 30,000. So once from the revenue, if we deduct the 30,000, then it comes gross profit as a 70,000. Now, to get the revenue of 1 lakh, we also involve multiple things like marketing and paying commission to the marketing executives and salary to the staffs and buying of machinery, infrastructure development, everything. So these are the total costs which are involved in multiple things. Like in marketing, it costs 10,000, and then in commission it is 4,500, and in salary it is around 24,000. Like that for equipment it is 68,000, 6,800. So from 70,000 gross profit, we have to deduct all this amount, and then it comes operating income is 24,700. So the initial revenue was 1 lakh. Out of that, cost of the good has been deducted, that is 30,000, and then there are another expenses like marketing, commission, payroll and equipment. Then the profit comes to 24,700. Now there is another revenue that is generating from my money in the bank, that is interest revenue. So 4,500 revenue is being given as an interest from the deposits that I have kept in the bank. And then there is interest expense is also there. So 2,000, this is maybe for borrowing that we are giving to the people. So 2,000 rupees interest expense is there. And then there are loss from the lawsuit. So sometimes we may fight in the court of law, then we lose some amount. So all those together 9,000 is lost. So from the 24,000, we have again increased with the revenue of 4,500, then reduce another 11,000 as a expenses, and then final income has become as a 18,200. So the net profit of the company is 18,200. So this is we know from this statement. But if we want to show this as a graph, then what is the base? Because there are minus value is there, plus is there. So it involves plus and minus. So when there is a minus and a plus value, then the only way to show this kind of chart is the waterfall chart. So let's see how we can include the waterfall chart. Select the data and then go to insert, and then we have this waterfall chart. Insert here and then click on waterfall chart. Here three reasons are that whenever there is increase, the chart is showing as a blue color, and when there is a decrease, there is minus value, then it is showing as a orange, and when there is a total, it is a gray. But here there is no total. So the first revenue was 1 lakh, and then there is a decrease of 30,000 as a cost of goods sold. Then there is again increase of 70,000. So chart is taking actually this 70,000 as an revenue generated on and above 1 lakh. 1 lakh is here, again generated 70,000, again generated 24,000, then 44,500, then 18,200. The way here the chart is being shown here is representing like that, but that is not the case. In our case, our net profit is only 18,200. This is not the revenue generated above the 1 lakh. Total revenue generated for all things, all exercise in the company is only 1 lakh. But here the chart is showing as that 70,000 is above the 1 lakh. So we have to change this into total value. So to change the total value, we have to select the chart which is representing the total value, that is here. When we select it, it will select all the charts, but we have to select only this one. So you again click it, then it will highlight the chart which you have selected, and the rest of the chart will be faded away. Then you right click here and then select the set as total. Select the set as total. Now it is total. Now this one 24,000 operating income is also total after deducting all these expenses. So click here and then right click, set as total. And now that 4,500 is a actual increase, actual increment, actual increase on in my revenue. It is not part of this 24,000, it is above the 24,700. So we will let it remain as an increase. But the 18,200 is a total. After deducting the expenses, this 18,200 is the total of the net profit. Okay, so here you click it and then right click, set as total. Now this is the correct way of showing the waterfall chart. Now from here we see that the total revenue is 1 lakh. Out of that 30,000 has been deducted as a cost of goods sold, and then I have 70,000. From the 70,000 again I have spent 10,000 in marketing, 4,500 in commission, 24,000 in the equipment, means payroll, and then 6,800 in the equipment. After deducting all these expenses, my total income remained 24,700. But again I get increase in the revenue through interest of the revenue. Then it has increased to this much. From this 24,000 and the 4,500, that is 29,000, 30,200. From 30,200 I have another expense of 2,000 and then lawsuit expenses of 9,000. Then the ultimate net income comes to 18,200. So by seeing this graph, if I decide that I have to increase my revenue, then where do I cut down my expenses? I don't have any other resources to increase my revenue. So the only way to increase my revenue is by cutting down the expenses. So the maximum expenses is coming from the cost of goods sold. So if we want to reduce the cost, then we have to explore some other option from where we can buy the raw materials. Okay, and then another way to reduce the expenses is the lawsuit. We should not be doing something which is unlawful and then ultimately end up to the law and then we lose the case. So we should try to avoid as much as possible so that loss from the lawsuit is always reduced. So when the expenses are reduced, automatically my income will be increased. So suppose if I change this one to only 2,000 minus 2,000, then my net profit increased to 25,200. If I change my cost of goods to 15,000 by any means, by any way, then my income has increased to 40,200. So as I don't have any other option to increase my revenue other than cutting down the expenses, then this is the way. I hope that you have understood and like it. To show your support, hit the like button and also share it to your friends. Don't forget to share your comment because comment is very important for any creator. So please drop your comment. That's it for this lecture and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.